quit Halo. Hashtag for the kids. Go Zorb. Thank you, Voodoo Man. Thank you for the tip, man. Thank you for putting that to a good cause. That was very honorable of you. All right, Secret Paladin versus Zoo Warlock. Who's favored?
Am I supposed to know things about Hearthstone?
Well, what do you talk about if you don't know anything?
I ask you questions, you answer the questions. Alright, Secret Paladin Zoo, I mean, they're both just flood the board with a lot of creatures. I'd like to think Zoo probably has a bit of advantage just because they can go a bit more aggressive with getting their stuff out. Probably pretty draw dependent on both sides.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely early game dependent. The person who gets the initial advantage most of the time wins. I think the Zoo Warlock has a couple more choices that they get to make. However, the win rate's probably pretty even between the two of them.
Especially if you get to late game, you know, being able to draw, you get a huge advantage of getting more creatures on the board, where the Paladin's like, okay, it's turn 8, I drew a Haunted Creeper. Great, you know, what am I really going to do here?
It's interesting you think about the Bloodsail Corsair here. It would be nice on the True Silver later. Lepernom's not really doing a lot. Undertaker is clearly inferior.
Thank you.
Good?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Pretty standard start for the Paladin. Nothing to do turn 1, but you got your best turn 2, best turn 3. Not much to complain about there.
No.
Yeah, I get sabotaged. Like,
Well, the Sea Giant's getting close. It's 1 mana off being playable here. Probably just Gang Boss. Gang Boss trade with the Shield and Minibot. Gang Boss is really something that shuts down Paladin early, but the Blessing of Kings or the True Silver would be a nice answer to that.
This is not.
So, Blessing of Kings, definitely superior from our perspective. And he agrees. It's quite good for him. Playing the True Silver would have got punished by the Corsair. Works out a lot nicer here for him.
Not that he would know that, but this way, you know, you save that True Silver, you still get a lot of value out of your Life's Justice, especially with those imps coming out from different things. So.
Yeah, I think already having the weapon equipped made that more of a favorable play. So this is the opening advantage has gone to the Paladin, and the Warlock does not have Implosion, which is normally the way you get back. An Implosion on the 5/3 this turn would probably guarantee you an equal board. And in this case, it's very troubling to get control.
Unfortunately for Zorb, he's going to have to use his Corsair on the Life's
that was
Justice
not what he
as
wanted.
opposed to the True Silver.
Nope.
At that point, you might as well have taken the Leper Gnome, right?
I think having seen that, you just can pop the True Silver. Honestly, it might not even be, you know, the Shredder was very good there, but just seeing that wet removal, you feel like you're so justified in playing it.
You always just want to get rid of that Knife Juggler, you know, don't want to have it stick around, have the Implosion come afterwards, so... Just good to clear the board. Whoever has the board advantage basically has the game.
This actually worked really nice for Zorb. The Egg top deck gives him a turn 5, which is stronger than the Paladins, and then next turn he can coin to Boom, so that Egg really saved him here.
Terrible. Alright, let's keep going.
So, I guess Kegger playing a regular mid-range? Not even mid-range, just not seeing any secrets.
It's Secret Paladin. Yeah, it's Secret. He just didn't draw any yet.
That's pretty surprising, getting this far.
I bet the first thing he draws is a Challenger, because that's how Secret Paladins get played. But this is that point where, you know, the Paladin was definitely ahead, but suddenly Dr. Boom is so strong that he's not necessarily ahead anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing. Dr. Boom is just so ridiculously powered. You know, like, even if you're able to deal with the Boom bots, like, they can always just go ahead and take out half your board anyway, right?
Yep. The Buster for Battle is really good at absorbing that, though. The Sea Giant costs 0 mana currently. That was really nicely handled. He's got the Tyrion next turn, I have to say. That's probably the strongest position he could look for there.
They don't look happy. They look good.
On the Warlock side, I mean, it almost feels like you have to play Sea Giant, so something like Sea Giant Defender of Argus is pretty good.
You can get the Sergeant in as well.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh no, I don't have yellow.
And
It's
then
not
having a
immensely
Vanguard
useful.
And just one card.
Okay, so to me, the best play here is you abusive the Boombot. You run the Boombot into the 3/2. Well, you play the stuff. So you abusive Boombot, and then you Argus the abusive and the Sea Giant. I think that's the best one here, just to get the most board presence.
Would you throw the Boombot in? Oh yeah, right, you get the abusive and the Sea Giant. So.
Yep. Because otherwise, you could consider, and he sees it too, you could consider Argusing the Sea Giant and the Boombot and then trading it, but you lose the Argus buff. So this way you get a bit more value out of it. I mean, if it was really ballsy, you could go face, but I don't think that's too likely.
Interesting.
Oh, what he does, he chooses to buff the Boombot, and are you gonna go face? I mean, it's not horrible, but I don't know if that was quite as much value as he could have gotten. Does he have enough to kill the Sea Giant? 5, 8, 9. Yeah, he can just barely kill the Sea Giant.
Yeah, I definitely would have gone with the abusive, just because the Boombot, it kills something that does 3 damage, and it potentially takes out something else on the board, right? So at that point, it's very hard for Kegger to take out that entire Sea Giant. Now he has to trade his whole board in, but, you know, he's not taking any face damage.
Well, you Doomguard. You gotta hope the Boombot does some damage to Tyrion here. You're close to being able to kill a Tyrion. You need 2 into it.
You only need 2, so that's 75% chance, and then multiplied by 4.
You can use the Doomguard here, but it's so painful to leave the Doomguard at 1 HP, so...
Oh, yeah.
Actually, this could be kind of nice, where he just guarantees that and he keeps his taunt.
Oh.
No, that was very poor. Very poor. The Boombot should have been traded into the Divine Shield. He could have decided to keep the taunt there and just take an extra attack, but I mean, it's not the worst thing. Warlock's still in okay shape.
That's literally the first secret he's drawn, right?
Yes, that was the first secret.
Wow.
Divine Favor and Coghammer are not looking very valuable right now. This is actually the first time we're going to see Secret Paladin lose. Okay. It goes to show that, like, even the small creatures in the Zoo Warlock deck are capable of handling. Like, he killed Dr. Boom and Tyrion, and without the Mysterious Challenger, it's really like you can handle those creatures just with your normal attack damage.
And even now, okay, Dr. Boom's probably the best thing you get, because
Yeah.
even now with the Mysterious Challenger, you don't have those minions on your board to kind of take the avenge, to take the competitive.
Oh, the Paladin killed Boom. Sorry. Yeah, I had that backwards. They both kind of exchanged some big minions then. Giving up the final charge of the Ashbringer for a taunt here. Second Doomguard. This is really good for Zorb and really unfortunate for Kegger because the Warlock just keeps playing out all the cards in his hand each turn. So that Divine Favor is sitting there doing nothing.
And Zorb can replenish his hand a lot better. So here, Kegger's basically, he draws 1 card each turn, hopes to get something big like the Dr. Boom. But for Zorb, you know, if he doesn't have it, he can always just take 2 damage and have another go at it.
I think it was actually better to play the Doomguard first, right? Because if it takes a Boombot, it's not really a big deal. So at this point, like, Kegger is slightly ahead. He can trade into the Doomguard nicely, but he's way behind on health. And being in the defensive position as a Paladin is never comfortable. Well, I get Divine Favor finally. For 1 card. Pay 3 mana,
So
draw
much
1 card.
value.
Literally worse than the map to the Golden Monkey. Alright.
And still, like, 1 secret played so far, so Secret Keeper's not gonna get much.
He's hanging in there with 7 health left. So Warlock's played both charges, so he has to actually get, you know, the creatures currently on the board to deal that damage.
But even though everything is pretty sticky, right? So he gets the knife, you know, you can trade into Boombot, maybe get a couple shots in.
Paladin has 15 damage next turn, plus the weapon. So actually any damage draw from the Paladin would be lethal, unless the Warlock trades. Paladin's weapon's a Coghammer. So 15 on board, plus 2. It's got 17, literally 1 damage. Even a knife juggle would be lethal.
That is the most ugliest island.
Assuming that no damage is prevented. Ooh, that was very fortunate.
Gets the double juggles in. Get boss down.
Oh my god, that was
Juggler doing work.
Fortunately,
I think he should have traded into the 7-2.
into the Dr. Boom.
Yeah.
Because now,
Oh my
Wow,
god.
that is
saved
not fair.
saved it. And the Paladin goes to the concede. That was some lucky math there by Zorb, but he does take the first game, giving him a 1-0 lead.
Kegger must not feel good about that one. I would definitely have gone into the Dr. Boom, but it worked out for him anyway. So we got Zorb taking that game. Now has
Okay, I just fucked that up.
he was the Warlock. Yeah. So we've
Yes.
got the Paladin and Shaman left for Zorb. Just looking at their classes, hot form, what do you think is more favorite? Like I know people
They're
talk
both very
about,
similar.
you know, like we talk about.
They both have Secret Paladin and Zoo
yeah.
Warlock to almost identical lists.
Now people talk about Shaman being favored to Druid. Does that really play in here, or just because of
I
Reed
would say
decks?
that the Shaman list is a little favored. Shaman is stronger against Paladin, and Shaman is strong against Druid. So both Druid and Shaman are weak to Warlock.
Speaking of which, we got the Shaman out here, and thankfully I don't have to answer whether they're favored or not, because you just told me the answer.
Yeah, I did.
So we'll see if Kegger can win this game at least.
No one drop. You're really looking for a one drop here. Warlock needs to build like a couple of creatures early on. That's a good one. Even just get anything to play. You need to start early, and by about turn 3, you can start trading up on things. But if you're behind on turn 3, it gets very uncomfortable. Wow, that's going to be strong too. We did not see that at all. You can brand acidic swamp ooze and destroy a weapon twice. Look at that
Hey,
value.
if a Doom Hammer can hit twice, I think you need to destroy it twice.
That makes
It's
sense.
only fair.
Does anybody know if you Harrison a weapon, do you draw cards twice? With Bran, that is. Sorry. If you Bran Harrison, do you draw cards twice, or you only draw them one time? Bran's pretty good here. It's not actually killable by the Shaman, so he has to invest resources, and it threatens things for later. But you don't actually have anything you need him for, so you can just play him as a creature. Shaman's very scared. Abusive's nice draw. Shaman would be very scared of Defender of Argus next turn. Small misplay. Should have gone for the Discovery first. Just to see what he gets. Well, Shaman's not overwhelming the board. You might actually consider just power overwhelming your egg this turn. Just to get the 4/4. Like, that's probably not worth it. Get 4 damage next turn anyways. Alright. Zorb was up the game, right?
Zorb, yes.
Zorb is 1-0.
at the moment. Kegger looks like he's missing some draws. He's got the Dr. Boom, but
He's got a gap.
yeah.
The 5 to 6 mana.
Zorb's hand's looking pretty good. He's sort of got his curve, he's got a coin, you know.
He doesn't have a Doom Hammer, but he actually doesn't want it, given that there's an Ooze in hand. He also didn't get a Tunnel Trog, by the way, which is a very powerful card in this match, so if the Shaman wins this, it would be quite a statement. I think Kegger was the one that just came off 3-0ing his opponent, too. So he's probably running really high there, but then losing that first game might take the wind out of your sails a bit.
We're having the disconnect, but then, you know, still getting the draws and getting the wins, so.
I can't even tell anymore. I know, they all came off. My lips are too rambunctious to maintain lipstick. The memory's there. It's actually still like really dark too. Yeah, I'm pretty tomatoey. When you look at the camera, like look at our skin color difference. I got so much tomato going on.
Keep saying there's red lights. Like, where are the
There
red
is,
lights?
it's that red.
That's nothing. You're just tomatoey. You just have to.
Nah, if I'm over there, it's not tomatoey. If I'm over on someone else's stream, I'm not tomato. So definitely, we tomatoed it up with the makeup a bit too.
Maybe the white
Good.
balance?
Maybe we just need to make a tomato emote and everything will be fine. We could just spam tomatoes. All right, what's actually happening here? He has a Demon Wrath. This is Zoo deck. I think he probably. I feel like Kegger probably did what you had said, where they're allowed to sideboard in this tournament.
No. He got the Demon Wrath out of the Scarab.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Even playing the Ooze, I mean, we didn't see that at all in the previous games. It's very possible to play that, but I want to give Kegger a bit of credit and think that he sideboard. When you have that option, he certainly could have been watching the previous match of what Zorb was playing and tech it out a little.
Well, he was the one that just
Also,
played.
who plays a Scarab in Zoo? Like, what?
Let's get more cards.
You got enough discovery with the Peddler, but you want more anyways. Alright, Warlock's at 13. Very scary, but Shaman has no damage, so you're not really needing to be scared. That's just a dead hand right now.
Yeah, I mean, Kegger was the one that just played in the semifinals, so if he did sideboard and pick out his cards, he did so very quickly, or he had this all planned out, you know, from watching the other game.
It wouldn't be that hard of a tech. Just put an Ooze in your deck, because Zorb is playing Shaman and Paladin, which both play weapons.
Definitely. I always like, you know, when you are allowed to sideboard, I feel like it gives it a bit more strategy, right?
I've actually never played in a tournament where we've been allowed to sideboard. It feels like a very non-Hearthstone concept, or at least most tournaments really work against it in a number of ways. Maybe it's just too complicated to organize most of the time.
I just think it's nice because then, you know, you see players adapting to things as opposed to just sort of going for, okay, here's the 3 strongest decks, let's just go and see what happens.
Alright, so you have this Demon Wrath. Doesn't quite clear, I suppose. So you can boom, he can get through the taunt with 5 damage, leaving you with only 8 health left. And you will not have a taunt in any future turn either. Playing boom is like the investment for the late game. You can go with the Juggler Lotheb, I guess. It's okay. I would really like to see the Lotheb next turn because there's no way he can present lethal to his opponent. But he's just feeling nervous, and I think that's pretty reasonable at 13 health. So the problem with this play is if you are going to play Lotheb, you really want to secure the victory next turn. If you deny his spells for this turn, and then you can't kill him next turn, he'll just use them then. So you didn't really accomplish much. There's a lot of trading options there. So many creatures in play for the different ways you can approach it. I like the hero power.
I guess you're not that worried about your health at the moment. You've got the Crackle already in hand, so you get the Tunnel Trog down.
I think the biggest decision is, do you trade on the Juggler? Because you really want the face damage when the Warlock's so low and you have a Crackle, but the Crackle alone will not win, even given like max damage next turn. So you're leaving the Juggler in play, you're risking something crazy happening. Oh, there it is. Can he get the craziness to occur to save his life here? He knew that was what he wanted. It's very possible he clears the board now.
Alright, gets a perfect 3. Loses 1 damage, not a big deal. Uses the knife to clear anyways. Either way, he'd had the knife or the Argus, so...
He's got 13 damage next turn, but the Shaman probably has lethal. Crackle has to... No, he has guaranteed lethal because they hero power.
Oh, right,
it was guaranteed. It was a good draw from Zorb. He drew dead near the start of the game, but he ended up drawing damage right when he needed it. Next turn, Kegger would have needed 4 damage to kill him. So a powerful whelming draw would have been the way. Zorb taking a quick 2-0 lead. I actually thought the Shaman was going to lose that for quite a while there. He made a nice comeback.
Zorb looked a little dangerous in both games, but then, you know, just getting the right draws, getting enough damage in right before he was starting to get overwhelmed by the opponent.
Yep. I really do feel like that Lotheb could have cost the Warlock the game there. If he had Lothebbed on the final turn, there was no way he would die.
Yeah, he just needed that one turn.
The final showdown of the tournament for the GamersForGiving Hearthstone charity is Secret Paladin versus Secret Paladin. Maybe it's not the final match. If Kegger wins, it's not the final match. So
he's got the Secret Paladin.
No matter what, we will see one Secret Paladin though. Kegger definitely with the better opening. Way better opening.
Just get so many more options with an extra card and having the coin.
It's interesting, in this match, the Secret Keeper is also very volatile because when the opponent plays secrets, the Secret Keeper also gains a buff, so it actually prevents the other Paladin from using their secrets.
I think when I first started playing, when Secret Paladin first came out, I played a Secret Keeper, my opponent played a Secret, realized it buffed my Secret Keeper, and then just conceded. But I think pretty sure people know about it now, but at the time they're just like, This is not balanced.
I've definitely done that as a freeze mage a couple times where I think, well, I need to ice block this turn, so I have it for later, and then, oh, suddenly I've buffed their Secret Keeper. Well, damn, that was not part of the plan.
Yeah, you're like, I have the Blizzard, I'm going to clear everything. Oh, I accidentally buffed their Secret Keeper.
I mean, if Zorb wins this, he's really, showing some mastery, because I have to say his opening is infinitely worse, but he's not in a terrible position here. Yeah, like, infinitely worse opening. Everything. Double Secret Keeper, shielded mini-bot, muster for battle. You couldn't ask for anything better as Kegger. That was a good draw. Those other 4-mana plays were completely useless this turn. You could consider just playing True Silver there. I actually think he made that decision very hastily. The face damage he takes now is not important. And the Consecrate, obviously next turn with like the Repentance going off, would be quite strong. You develop the True Silver you have for every future turn. That was actually a really big misstep. If we can see both hands, so it helps a bit.
But in general, like, you don't really want to be the first person playing Consecrate anyway, so it's not like, oh my god, I cleared his board, yay, I'm in a good position, right? It's like, you cleared his board, you didn't do anything either.
I think part of the problem was he immediately evaluated his hand as I have Keeper of Uldaman, but I have no creatures on the board, so my best bet is to clear his creatures. When developing the weapon but not attacking is actually a very legitimate play. Well, I mean, Kegger's not doing a whole lot after this turn for a while. True Silver's still in play. Can Keeper of Uldaman the Knife Juggler here to pretty good effect. Do you think the Redemption or the Hero Power?
I don't mind the Redemption. He doesn't have any small creatures, right?
He does have the weapon available to attack, but it actually doesn't even look like the Keeper would die. From our perspective, Redemption's definitely better because of the Divine Favor. He's going to play it. I like that. Zorb is working hard to overcome the initial disadvantage here. Yes, of course. He did get literally what we were just talking about with the Secret Keeper. So now his guy trades, but it becomes a Redemption. Oh, he's attacking first too. So, I mean, in a way that's smart because it's much more likely to be noble. But now he gets punished because his Secret Keeper will die. What was his secret? Oh, but he is a noble. So actually everything's fine. Still in great shape.
Everything is fine.
Got a coin Tyrion next turn. It's looking rough. There's not a lot of things that Secret Paladin can do to actually answer Tyrion. It's kind of like the best 8-drop here. So if we compare Zorb's Ragnaros to Tyrion, Tyrion's infinitely superior. You can control where it goes. It gives you taunt. It just has a lot more strength.
Well, the good thing is the Lothab prevents the coining, so Zorb gets one more turn.
That's true.
He can get his Ragnaros down, but obviously it's not going to hit Tyrion.
Yeah, that is actually really fortunate there that the Lothab on the coin is such an interesting mechanic. I find that happens a lot when I'm playing on curve and some person just Lothabs on 5 and suddenly I can't coin my 6-drop. Feels very frustrating.
Or if you're like autopiloting, you're like, let me play the coin.
What can Zorb be thinking about here? Should I play the Ragnaros or not?
Or should I just play, Hero Power, Avenge?
So, I mean, honestly, if Zorb drew Tyrion, I think he would win.
Maybe a fish or two.
If he protects his Rag with his own Tyrion, that's like impossible for Kegger to clear in time. Mysterious Challenger really good too.
That's not bad.
Yeah, he blocks the Tyrion attacks, so Rag gets to just keep going ham. He really wants a face hit though.
Yeah, ideally something takes the Divine Shield instead, right? So.
Oof, too bad. All right, wow. I mean, hey man, Zorb had a horrible disadvantage in the opening, and it honestly looks like he's in the stronger place now.
That's literally been every game. We're like, no, Zorb doesn't look like he's gonna do well. Just kidding.
He's playing really well. I'll definitely compliment Zorb. He's playing really well to make it out of some of these deficits. I like the True Silver Coin Mysterious Challenger here. Looks fine.
Yep.
But honestly, you can't kill much on the board.
At best, the Avenge goes on.
It gets so ridiculous when they both have a full Christmas tree? Like, when he plays Challenger this turn, they're both going to have 4 secrets? What happens in these interactions?
Oh boy. I mean,
Man, he might not have left enough time for the animations. They take quite a while to do these.
it's not that bad. He just has to coin Mysterious Challenger. That doesn't really matter what's going on the board.
You want to see what event shit?
Yeah, but he only needs to hit something once.
So, does he trade the Tyrion?
Oh.
What? Well, that's not going to serve him very well. Why would you not play Challenger? I don't understand. Did he not realize he had the coin?
I don't know.
I mean, that was just, you had to Challenger there. There's nothing he can do now. The board's way too strong.
Plus, having the Divine Favor in your hand, you want to clear your hand.
Yeah, you wanted to play
There's
those anyways.
Every reason to get that out.
I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, he does get the redemption on Tyrion, I guess.
Yes.
Ah, so if he played Challenger, the Noble Sacrifice would get the redemption. This way he forced it on Tyrion. Was it worth it? I don't know, that's hard to say. He did get a good taunt back, but I mean, it was smarter. I didn't make that connection right away.
But did he think of that? Or
I
did
think
it just kind
no,
of
I think he thought of that. If you play Challenger, you definitely get redemption on the Noble. But like, I mean, did he really gain that much? He blocked 2 damage essentially, or 2 attacks.
He does get a Cog Hammer though.
Yeah, he definitely hit face. Then he trade the 1/1 on the 7. He's banking on Ragnaros to carry this game now.
Nice.
That's a
Rag is getting
big Ragnaros.
Unfortunately, it doesn't say deal damage based on your attack.
Yeah. Yeah, buffs on Rag are essentially useless. It's just HP. It looks like he can limit the board to be just a Challenger and face hit. So it should be Rag guarantees it kills something important here. Of course, Zorb's only at 12. And there is an Ashbringer in hand, so definitely the ability for him to die. Here you trade with the 1/1 first. Got to trigger the Noble, see where the Avenge goes, figure out your play from there. You can't juggle until you trigger. All right.
There's no food.
I got paint in my hair, and then I ate paint. An accident.
Well, it's all up to Ragnaros now. And that's, oh, well, you know, that was the best draw he could have gotten. He had already played Challenger, he'd already played Tyrion. I guess the Ragnaros for himself and hitting face would have been the best, but this is setting up lethal, and Zorb cannot set up lethal. Wow.
The boombots are pretty scary here as well. Get rid of one with the owl, but nice juggler.
There's a lot going on. You definitely owl the shield right now.
Yeah.
Because you got to get rid of that anyways. See what your juggle does. What secret is up?
Make a dude.
He has a competitive spirit. So he has to kill the 7/7 here. Which means it'll come down to Rag again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
There's no way you can kill the Dr. Boom for sure. You only have 6 damage. If a juggle had hit it, he could have killed it, but it didn't.
you go face and you kill off the boombot at the end with
Right.
the
Shield the minibot. It's all up to Rag, Zorb. Does your Rag have what it takes to get you the 3-0?
He's been doing pretty good so far.
Yeah, he has. Definitely been hitting the right targets.
All right.
Kegger top deck pretty well too.
Looks like he's going to trade with the recruit instead.
Worked out basically the same.
Basically,
And oh, with 3 health. Wow, and Kegger will take it. That does mean that it'll be 2-1 in favor of Zorb.
Excellent. We do get another game. It's not just a 3-0 sweep.
I'm glad it didn't end on a Secret Paladin mirror. It's going to end on Secret Paladin something, but at least it wasn't a Secret Paladin mirror match.
This guy Druid and Warlock. If you're Kegger, what would you
You
start
lead
with?
Warlock first. I mean, well, from my perspective, some people like to play the hardest one first. I like to play the easiest one first. Kind of demoralize your opponent by taking a win, so
That's fair.
Warlock has a better chance.
You might not know what cards your opponent have yet either, so just kind of.
Also, I think Kegger's Warlock had a BGH, which is really strong against Secret Paladin, so it's even like an extra bonus. You can bet these guys' palms are sweaty right now. It's all down to the finals. They've been playing all day, and this is their last match.
I mean, to be fair, both of them take home at least $300.
Oh, really?
So it's not
Oh, dang,
bad.
that's pretty good then. That's like a $200 prize difference.
Yeah, at this point you're like,
That's very
okay,
fair.
200's still a lot, but at least you're going home with quite a bit of change.
No, yeah, I mean, that feels good then. I thought it'd be a bigger split.
Alright, looks like we've got a pretty good curve for both players starting out here.
I like the Paladin's hand a little better, I think. Because he curves out really nicely. Coin 2, 2, 3, 4. Whereas the Warlock is 1, 2, and then he's looking for more options.
I'm heading out.
Oh, bye. It was good to finally.
Well, thank you so much for coming out to the event.
Oh no, I'm glad I did.
We can meet out next time.
Of course, I wouldn't miss it.
Well, it's juggler battles.
Thank you. I'll be at Twitter.
Normally the juggler that goes first
we'll
wins.
see you at next event.
It'll probably be like next year, or you guys.
Next year.
Okay.
Yep.
I think I like the Noble Sacrifice better than the
we're
mini-bot here,
talking about
actually.
ideas, maybe doing another one in 6 months. But
Unless the Warlock
next
hits
year
his
for
juggle,
sure.
he keeps his juggler, and then he can muster. One shot, one opportunity. Can he hit the shot? No, he gets it. That was huge. Enormous.
Well, does he go for the hit, or does he think it's a noble sack? Alright, he is going.
Nice call. And so now the Noble Sack was infinitely worse. Shield the Minibot would have at least traded with the juggler.
Of course now.
This is looking pretty rough for the Secret Paladin now. Suddenly you're playing muster into a juggler and a gang boss so you don't kill either of, and they're going to get buffed. You can actually play Sea Giant here if you just, oh, you didn't even think about it. If you attack with the gang boss first, you get Sea Giant there. So you'll spawn an extra creature. Definitely a consideration I think you could have gone for. Go face. Oh, no balls. He's worried about a Blessing of Kings or something, I guess. I mean, we can see the
Even
faces.
then,
We
right?
can see faces awesome, but he's in a great position, so it's like, you don't really need to take a risk.
It's not the end of the world, even if they get blessed.
And you can just squeeze in that Sea Giant now. Well, yeah.
Implosion, hit for 4.
Yeah, Implosion
play
for
Sea
4.
Giant, obvious play.
The dream.
What is he doing? Alright. Kegger going for the safe place. Always clear the Paladin's board. None of that. Blessing of Kings. Or the Alderman.
There's so many cards in the Paladin's hand, but none of them really do anything good this turn. Best play is Lotheb and... Oh, well, actually, no, keep her on the Sea Giant, I guess. Yeah, you can't take 8 damage. Looking pretty grim, though. No play for next turn. Could do Lotheb Noble. And when Boom finally comes down, it'll be BGH. And another Sea Giant hits the field.
Oh, come on. Let's do the Implosion instead.
Hey, he's not going for the Sea Giant, eh? I would have really liked the Sea Giant, because obviously the Paladin just used his removal on the last one. I guess it's fine.
Well, the Repentance is going to help. If he does play that Sea Giant and doesn't pick up another creature here. Fortunately, the Dark Peddler will absorb the Repentance.
You actually play that? I kind of just like Sea Giant. You go all face. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, he gets punished. But the go all face here is really appealing, and you fill your board up if you play the Peddler. Almost lethal. Oh, the Lotheb, yeah.
I mean, if you just... I wouldn't mind if you just maybe traded one imp into the Lotheb and had the space to play both.
Sure. He doesn't seem to want it. Looks like a win. It's going to go down to the final game.
Either way, he's pretty safe, so
there's
we
no
just
way.
go for the safest play and then.
No way Zorb can survive here. He cannot live this turn, because there's no way to kill the Sea Giant with 8 attack.
With your face.
Divine Favor for 1 card and draw Consecrate. That would save you. You can Consecrate, trade the Loatheb on the egg. Didn't go for it. Alright, it comes down to the final game. Nice end to the tournament then. Go right to the finals. It is
Paladin versus Druid.
Paladin versus Druid.
Who's
But-
favorite?
They're both the top meta decks, right? So it's like whatever one draws a better opening curve.
Alright. Except Zorb. Zorb manages to bring it back, even if he draws a bad hand. So.
If a Druid gets BGH, that's normally a pretty big move in this match. It's one of the things you look for. BGH and Swipe. Swipe's great.
There you go. Wild Growth, Swipe, and BGH.
Yeah. That's like the ideal hand for a Druid, to be honest. You just wait a bit and play some big stuff. Paladin has a nice opening too. He might actually do really well here. By coining Muster, he baits out the Swipe, and then he musters again next turn. So he can just kind of punish for the Swipe, which looks like really good value. It's definitely reasonable to think about it. You can hero power here. So the Druid didn't play anything, but yeah.
Just want to get as much stuff out as possible. Like if Kegger doesn't have the swipe, then he has a ton of board presence. Alright. Get the swipe out.
So you feel really good about that until he plays the second one. Druid has no play for next turn, so he really needs a good draw. With a good draw, though, he can take over. He goes like a 5-drop here, and he can force
Druid
next turn. Force next turn to clear something, and then you boom after. And hey, at least he put something on the board. Could have been worse.
Yeah, and the Darknassus has sort of a bit of a taunt, right? So at least.
In fact, if he didn't kill that, it could boom. So this looks like a nice force of nature. You can clear off the 3/3 and the 3/4. Divine Favor is going to be pretty powerful in this match, though. The Druid's been holding at least 4 cards every turn. Ooh, not going to force. I can get really punished. He just trades the 3/1 and
goes in.
you trade the 3/1 plus the weapon here.
Ouch.
He does get to save for the full combo, so I mean he's looking for the
And
late
he has
game.
the innervate, but
The Paladin's at 29.
get the Dr. Boom down, and then
I think it's also more devastating for our perspective because we can see the Paladin can't really do much this turn. So if he had forced, it would have been like a Hero Power and a Noble Sacrifice, or Divine Favor and Noble Sacrifice. Whereas the Druid is leading into a strong turn with Boom, so it's very valuable to clear. Now the Noble... Ooh, wow. Well, we have the Paladin Dream Curve hitting the field. 6, 7, 8 can count to that.
Dr. Boom's down. Not too bad for Kegger.
Oh, actually,
Does he have enough next turn?
does Zorb die here? He's gonna trade on the Boombots. Yeah, I guess he's okay still, because you can innervate combo. That's a lot of damage. Vego's face could easily kill. Alright, saved by the bell.
Challenger.
His combo damage is 21. Yeah, his combo damage is 21.
Sir Finley and Druids these days?
Yeah, he was playing it last one too. So this is actually really good. You play Keeper of the Grove on the 3/1, and then you BGH the Mysterious Challenger. That's a really great turn. You can even plop the Finley down after if you want.
Haley, stop it!
He's got the full Christmas tree. You know exactly what he has.
Yeah. Unless there was a Sacred Trial in there.
Eye for an eye.
BGH, which you got at the start of the game, showing its usefulness now. It's honestly just that one turn swing. Like, the Paladin consistently has creatures to BGH. Getting that one turn where you can buy time and then set up a push. Why did he innervate? Oh, he's going to kill the 3/1. Alright, fair enough. Okay, is Paladin dead then? I think he is. He has to draw something to stop the board here.
Do you have time to do everything?
Oh, he got it. Yeah. Paladin's dead, right? There's no way he can defend himself here. He's gonna go for the boom. I mean, you have to do that. It's definitely a good play, but Kegger is gonna get the reverse sweep to take the win. Really well played. He kept his cool. I mean, you'd be getting so tense after you're down 2-0 in the finals, but he kept his cool, stayed with it, takes the win.